What's up, everyone? It's Big Turtle with another tip video. Today's topic, confidence. Let's get into it. As I said, we're talking about confidence today. And this is one thing I've seen people struggle in ranked and competitive for so long. And it has really bothered me, and I've preached this to my friends over and over in my streams. You gotta have confidence when you're playing this video game or with anything in life. It's super important. So a lot of people are like, well, Turtle, what is confidence? It's the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, or a firm trust. Or it's a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. So confidence can come in a few factors, right? Whether it applied to you directly, being mechanically and knowing how to do your job, or knowing that your team is able to do their job effectively and do what they need to. So how does it apply to Siege directly? Well, it can apply whether that be pushing into a site, planting, knowing that your team's doing their job, getting kills, just performing well mechanically and as a team. So there's three stages of confidence. There's lack of confidence, there's confidence, then there's overconfidence. So when you have a lack of confidence, I find for me personally, I have poor shot accuracy. I tilt so easily, and I generally make poor comms, or I end up doing a thing where I squeal and say, frick. How did that happen? You know, you're baffled. It's a horrible thing to do. We're going to cover tilting and like poor communication in a different video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. So some consequences of having confidence is a better shot, an improved mood boost, improved team morale, better communication, and overall dubs. 3 nights ago or 4 nights ago, I streamed, and I was so confident in my shot, and my team was confident. Like, we were all just meshing well, and we got like 8 wins that night. And a lot of it comes down to me being confident and my team being confident in each other and knowing that we can clutch certain situations or whatever the case may be. But overconfidence is a thing. Cockiness, we've all seen it. We all know it. Overconfidence can mess up team morale, because there's been a point where I'm sure in everyone's lives, like, oh, I'm smacking kids right now, I'm better than everyone, and then it messes up the comms, the communication throughout your game, and it could cause you to make simple mistakes like misdroning or not calling out information that your team needs because you think you're high and mighty, right? And it can make you absolutely stupid and kill greedy. And I know we've all been in this situation. The other night, I was in this situation when I was streaming. I dropped like 15 kills on Villa, and then I'm pretty sure we ended up losing because I just didn't take the time to drone out and pay attention. And we're going to analyze some of those clips here soon. So getting into it, what are some examples of being confident? Planting and knowing your team is covering and not letting go of F. So many times, even Pro League, there will be people that will let go of F because they are not completely confident that their team can hold the appropriate angles or help them get the plant off. And having faith in your team is one thing, but also having confidence that you can get the plant down is another. I play support for my team called Affinity, and 90% of the time I'm not letting go of F, because when you're attacking, the one thing you need to do is get the plant down. That forces the defenders to play a completely different play style, and it really puts the tides in your hands. So getting a plant down is extremely important. And when knowing that your team is covering the angles, so let's say it's a 4v3, a 5v3, let's say 5v3 for this example. Your team should have all the angles covered for you to get a plant down, but it's important that you all communicate together, knowing what everybody is holding, and this is going to ensure confidence in your planter to know that A smoke's not going to run up the stairs and shoot you with the SMG-11 or smoke you off, or no one's going to nitro you below. It's extremely important. Also, just taking an engagement with confidence and knowledge. And some people may be like, Turtle, how do you get confidence? Where do you gain the confidence from? And it really depends on what you're going for. Gaining confidence in the game, I recommend practicing and having a routine. When I play, I always warm up with 3 or 4 terrace hunts just to be sure my arm's moving and I'm stretched out. Now, before, when I first started, I would run 10 terrace hunts, working on my aim. I would do hand stretches. I would make sure I'm ready and I'm warmed up before I even hopped in a rank. Having a team you trust, that's super important if you want to be extremely confident in your ability to win the game. It's a lot easier to 5-stack in the game, and that's why a lot of people are getting higher ranks, because they're finding a 5-stack they know they can roll with and just climbing the ranks as they go, because it's a team game. It's a team-driven game that you have to have good communication and people that have good clutch factor and all these other factors, right? Another thing to gain confidence is droning. Droning is so important in the game of Siege. It's getting kills, and it's basically a second life, right? So when you're droning, you're gathering information to help push with confidence. Knowing that there's a bandit holding an angle from boxes is going to be a lot more effective whenever you're pushing than when you're pushing. You're like, well, why was that guy behind the boxes? Like, that's stupid. Well, really, that one's on you for not droning in. And everyone needs to reevaluate the way they play the game sometimes, especially me. I know sometimes I don't drone in. I'll just run in the building and try and frag chase, ends up getting me killed. And I've pulled it. I'm like, why is this guy here? But you have to really take that step back and be like, what could I do more effectively to put the tide of the game into my team's favor? And it's really important that you find the middle ground between being confident, because you don't want to be overconfident and appear cocky and then you end up failing, and you don't want to be underconfident because it'll whack up the entire team morale. So with all that being said, let's hop in to some clips that I've gotten throughout streaming. Let's point out all the things that could have been better, the things that I really like that I did, and let's just take that time to see how effective we can be. Alright, now that we have the information and how we can instill confidence, let's take a look at some of my clips where I ended up throwing a game. And note that these things happen to everybody. Happens to me, happens to pro players, happens to everybody. But there are ways that we can combat it. So I personally like to take a look at my clips, analyze them, and see what I could have done better. So right here, I'm just getting on the 90 window to watch an angle for the hallway. That guy ends up peeking me for no reason. I even said, like, what is that guy doing? Now we know there's a Legion on 90, so we're just trying to play that out. I'm just holding an angle for his cross. He ends up crossing, I call it out. I miss my shots. I pull out the stun for information. He's still there. Right here, I was going to go below and impact him, see if I could get him to kind of chase a kill, but I heard him break the hatch right there. He drops and just runs out on me, which seemed completely random to me. Open an additional angle just to watch the side a little bit. This guy peeks me. So, moving on, it is now a 4v2. I pull out my drone to see what is going on in the site and hopefully make a play, although the Maestro did have DEFUSER. At this point, I get kill greedy. My teammates end up pushing as well. We don't have information. I'm pulling a goo mine out in the middle of nowhere because I'm kill greedy. My teammates are flashing. We're all not playing with each other. And then Maestro gets 2 kills right here. Had I not come out behind him, he could have potentially made a swing on me and killed me, and then it would have left my teammate in a 1v1 situation. So that's why it's extremely important to gather information before you just push in. Now let's take a look at our second clip. All right, on this one, I knew that Zofia just hopped in wolf window and went top red, and then turns out being a 2v4 situation, and yeah, just watch the way this plays out. So right here, I knew that Zofia was there, but this is an ill-advised peek because, one, I know personally my shot was not warmed up, and you could tell right there from the little bit of potato. I have died in this situation, it left my teammate in a 1v4, and it could have completely went to heck from there. They planted a diffuser. I swung on where they normally, like a default plant would be. My teammate gets a kill. We don't know where the last one's at, but I throw an impact just to throw things off. I end up catching her leg, and I win the fight. So it turned out to work out, but you really need to be patient and confident in your pushes right there, because the peak on Zofia could have been extremely detrimental to the game. It ended up working out, but you can't always expect it to work out. And we're just going to take a look at one more clip just to get an idea of this play made me extremely confident on the rest of this match, because starting off, it was a 3v5 situation the first round. We managed to get dirt open, but that's about all we had going for us. Now, I played it really patient right here because I didn't want to throw my push off. Like, I didn't want them to know I was there. But my teammate was calling out that the doc was completely clueless, which ended up working out for me right here. Now, at this point, I heard the pulse. I thought he was in the back because that's just a default pulse place. So I'm trying to go in and pre-fire him right here. I should have just droned it out, but it ends up working out as the pulse just whiffs his shots. Alright, so I've gotten it down to a 3v3 now, right? I take out some utility, I throw my utility down. I should have droned once again, but I didn't. I got the cap can rotating through. And they weren't on the Maestro cam, so they had the ability to get information for this cap can to push in, but they chose not to, which really cost the cap can his life and cost them the match. And it's important to hold angles and play objective whenever it's like a 3v1, because 3v1 on a Maestro, completely clutchable with the 81 bullets in the Alda. And my teammates were calling out that Sledge had my cross, so I just played to hold an angle. I went for the one tap, ignore that. We end up getting that round, we end up winning this match, but it's extremely important that you play confidently and drone out, so you have the confidence to push in. With that being said, guys, that is all I have for you all today. I hope you all took something from this video and can apply it to your own daily gameplay. If you all have any questions, just leave them down in the comments, or if you have anything you think I can add or you'd like to see, add it in the comments. I read every comment. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like and subscribe. And I also stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 10 to 2. So with that being said, I'm Big Turtle, and I'm out.